today's video, I will going to be discussing to all of you, the lessons included in science, technology, and society. So I will be talking about four lessons here. We have the good life, when technology and humanity cross, the information age, and biodiversity and the healthy society. So we're going to be discussing and talking about these lessons here. So without further ado, let's start this presentation. So let's start with the good life. In ancient Greece, when we try to understand the world and the reality about something, we also try to understand about ourselves, right? For Plato, in an attempt to understand reality and the external world, man must seek to understand himself too. So let's contrast and compare their views. We have first for Plato, he claims that despite the reality of changes, things remain and they retain their ultimate oneness. That you remain to be despite of the changes occurred or happen. That good life simply aspire for good wealth, fame, and power. In short, he is an idealist. Okay? For Aristotle, he believed that things are changing and impermanent. Good life can only be attained through living virtuously and doing things that are not against his will. In short, he is a realist. Okay? So they are both assert that virtue was essential for happiness or good life. So let's go on to Aristotle and how we all aspire for good life. For Plato, there are two realities. First, the world of forms, and second is the world of matter. World of forms defines as entities are only copies of the ideal and the models, only real entities. While world of matter, things are changing and impermanent, okay? For example, normally we see ourselves in front of the mirror before or after going to bed. At night, we're looking at ourselves without pimples on our face. Unfortunately, in the morning, there's a changes happen, right? Like a new pimple that grows in our nose. And play this point of view, the person who slept last night without pimple and the person the next morning which pimple is the same person despite the occasional changes happened. So let's proceed to happiness as the goal of a good life. So according to John Stuart Mill, an action is right as far as it maximizes the attainment of happiness for the greatest number of people. So it has a deep meaning, right? So next we have different schools of thought. So it has, and all of which aim for the good and happy life. Number one is materialism, which led by Democritus and Leucippus. Hedonism, number two, led by Epicurus. And number three is Stoicism, led by Epicurus. Theism, number four, most people find the meaning of their lives using God as a fulcrum, center of their existence. Okay? And number five is humanism, espouses the freedom of man to carve his own destiny. Let's proceed to the next lesson. When technology and humanity cross. So what is technology? It came from the Greek words techne and logos, which means art and word. So what are the roles played by technology these days? These are, number one, it makes life so much easier and more convenient than ever before, right? Number two, it does not only bring convenience but also pleasure and happiness to people. Next, we have television sets, mobile phones, computers, and humanity. Number one is, or letter A is television. Sets, which is a product of different experience of various people. Number one is Paul Gottlieb Nickel, a German student who invented electric telescope, so he is the inventor. And number two is Alan Archibald Campbell Swinton, an English scientist, and Boris Rosing, a Russian scientist, created a new system of television. There are two types of television system, mechanical television and electronic television. Next, mobile phone. So in April 3, 1973, Martin Cooper, a senior engineer at Motorola, made the world's first mobile phone call. Next, computers and laptops. We have Osborne 1, an orphan in 2011, first true portable computer, and was released in April 1981. Robotics and humanity So let's proceed now. Robotics is an actuated mechanism programmable in two or more axes with a degree of autonomy, moving within its environment to perform intended tasks. So service robot, a robot that performs useful tasks for humans or equipment, excluding industrial automation application, can be classified into industrial robot and service robot. So robotics innovation-led initiative is sponsored a collaborative project called Desire. So what is Desire? It's Dutch Service Robotic Initiative Germany Service Robotics Initiative, which has launched in October 2005. Rules applied by robotics. Law 1. A robotic may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. So Law 2. A robot must obey the orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And the Law 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Specific issues in science, technology, and society. So next lesson, the information age. According to Webster, what is information? According to him, it is a knowledge communicated or obtained concerning a specific fact or circumstances. It is history also, which started from year 3000 before Christ to January 1997, and each year has its own events. So look at the table. That was the history of the information age. Look at that. Next, so what is computer? A computer is an electronic device that stores and processes data, and this is the most important contributions in the information age to society. So we have types of computer. First, the personal computer or PC, 2 desktop computer, 3 laptops, 4 personal digital assistants or PDAs or PDAs, 5 server mainframes, robot computers. Okay. So the World Wide Web, what is it? Or Internet? The Internet is a worldwide system of interconnected networks that facilitate data transmission among innumerable computers, which cyberbullying is included, for it is an issue that poses alarm worldwide. Okay? Next, computers and software tools are widely used for generating these databases and to identify the function of proteins, model the structure of proteins, determine the coding or useful regions of nucleic acid sequences, find suitable drug compounds from a large pool, and optimize the drug development process by predicting possible targets. For the next lesson, this is about biodiversity and the healthy society. So, biodiversity and ecosystem. What is biodiversity? It is defined as the vast variety of life forms in the entire Earth. Applications of computers in science and research. One of the significant applications of computers for science and research is evident in the field of bioinformatics. Changes in biodiversity. It is a change in biodiversity could have erratic effects not only in wildlife or marine life but also in human beings. There are threats to biodiversity such as number 1, habitat loss and destruction. Number 2, alterations in ecosystem. Number 3, overexploitation. Number 4, pollution and contamination. And number 4, global climate change. So, what are the consequences of biodiversity loss? Number 1, the nutritional impact of biodiversity. According to the World Health Organization, biodiversity is a vital element of a human being's nutrition, being of its influence to food production. Number 2, health, biology, and biodiversity. And next, the interrelation between the human health and biological diversity is considerable and complex. With the current biodiversity loss at unprecedented rates, the delicate balance between human health and biological diversity is at risk. Lesson learned. Okay, after discussing these lessons, I have learned that nowadays we're living with science, technology, and in society. So they need conservation and preservation. So we must give them importance, care, and love all of them. So we are living here in competitive world. So let us live the life to the fullest, explore new things so we can have a better progression. So that would be all. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you learned something from this video presentation. So God bless everyone. Thank you, and to God be the honor and glory.